everybody, welcome back to Gordon's Garage. This episode, we're just going to do a little work on this bike here, the Honda Shadow Ace. Two things that's nagging me about the bike after I built it. And if y'all haven't seen the previous videos, how I built this, what I've done to it, it's not really that much, and it's a really cool episode. You ought to check it out. Now, what I'm going to do today and maybe tomorrow, I've got to get this bike back over to the shop for the second part of this little fix, the second fix. The first fix is these badges. They're not working for me. And I'm going to take this heat gun here and we're going to put some heat to it. Let's see if we can fix what my issue is. Let me get you down from there and over here so you can see exactly what I see. Okay, my problem is the tank badges. Let's take a look from an aerial view. As you can see, it's coming off the tank in the front and not so much in the back on this side, but this other side, definitely. The front side, I mean, we've got a huge gap there, and the back end's coming off as well. The plan is to go ahead and peel that badge the rest of the way off. Hopefully I can leave the adhesive strip on the tank. And then I'm gonna take the heat gun to the badge. It's plastic. And hopefully, I mean, I gotta be gentle here. I'm gonna bend that badge with the heat and let it cool in a bent arch and then slap it back on. Now, I've got to do this very carefully, and I have to bend it a little, check it to the tank, bend it a little more, back and forth several times, and hopefully get it just right. Now, this badge is a little tricky because it's not just one flat long piece. It's kind of long, and then it does a little C shape, and it doesn't connect to the top. So I could get it all bent, and there'd be a part still sticking out. I got to work with it. I'll see what I can do and maybe video as much as I can. So y'all just sit tight and listen to music, and hopefully I don't burn myself. This heat gun's real neat. It's flat here and flat there so that you can set it on the tabletop and leave it and hold your part over and melt and bend it or whatever. I was trying to explain how it's not one long piece. It comes and curves back around. So whenever you bend it, this part might bend, but this piece would still be sticking out from the side of the tank. So my other problem is now that it's peeled off, that adhesive has had time to kind of air out while it was sitting with the part sticking off of the tank. So I'm afraid the adhesive on that little black double-sided tape stuff is not that great. So we're going to try this and get this back on and see what we can do, but I've got my worries about it staying. I might have to find some other kind of tape to tape it to the tank. Now, I did make a mistake on that first side. The second side, I'm gonna take my time and try not to rush peeling this thing off and give the adhesive time to let go. I got those on sufficiently. They could be better. Right now, if they both fell off and just, I wouldn't mind. I'm gonna have to search and find a real pair of badges and put on there, because whenever I heat them up, it does cause other issues. Whenever you heat that chrome plating on there, it wrinkles and it's not shiny anymore in some spots, and yeah. So what I have here is some spots where the plastic's really thick, and some places in the letters where the S and the H are really thin. The heat affects them a lot faster. I couldn't help it. I've got to heat up the thick plastic sufficiently to where it will bend and stay bent. So you got to bend it and hold it there and let it cool. Then it will stay in that shape. So anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some of this blue tape out and tape that down while it cools. Okay, before I roll this bike back out in the sun, I'm gonna flip the camera around and I'm gonna let you see inside the end of the tailpipe. There's gonna be a fix here on the exhaust, and I think I know what I'm gonna do here. So let's get a look in there. So if you can, give me a sec. I've got to get the camera to alter its light. And when you see in here, okay, you have two pipes sticking out, and there's 2 holes or 4 holes drilled in this back plate. And I think that's the culprit. So this exhaust noise that I'm having, that's a loud puppy little moped-like sound, I think is actually somebody tried to drill some holes in that back plate and add more airflow out or something to get it some more noise. It's a real easy trick. It doesn't take much, just a drill bit and a drill, and just start drilling on your exhaust. I think that's what's happened, because I looked at several videos and that back plate doesn't have holes on a stock exhaust. So that's different. I'm gonna try my best to get in there and grind that and then weld it up. But to do that, this has got to be at the shop. So yeah, that's gonna take me a little bit. Okay, for the second thing I was gonna fix on this Honda Shadow is the exhaust. Let me get you down there and see what I'm doing. I'm gonna do my best to get the grinder and clean that down to bare metal and take my welder and weld those holes shut. So yeah, let me see what I can do. That was the second thing I was wanting to do for the Honda Shadow. There's another big project coming. Don't you worry, guys. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm gonna bring you right over here. Well, it's not sitting right here. How am I supposed to find it? Oh man. All right. Anyways, in another episode, I had what do you call, mail call, and I unboxed new keys and gas caps and ignition switch and everything for the Honda Shadow. So that's going to be coming up soon. I don't know, it's not going to be this video, but maybe next one. But that's a couple little things I need to fix on the Honda Shadow. The badges are hanging in there. I'm glad that they're not peeling back off yet, but if they do, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to let them come on off. I'm going to clean it all off, leave it a bare tank for a little while until I can find some OE badges that are made for that bike. All right, so next Honda Shadow video is going to be a bunch of key stuff. Man, it's going to get complicated. I just know it. None of that stuff can be simple. Y'all have a good weekend.